What is up, everyone? Welcome back, or welcome if it's your first time here. And I'm going to get right into it today. I have another post from Reddit for you. This one is called How I Mastered Feeling It Real by Aggravating Lies. So here it is. I'm going to read the post and then I'm going to give my 2 cents on the post here, my experience. So hi all, I've spent a long time lurking here and so many posts and discussions have helped me to achieve my goals. So I want to share with you how I achieved some of my own success in return. I hope this helps someone. So they say feeling is the secret, but most of us can agree that simply summoning that feeling from pure imagination can be difficult to do. Here's what I started doing a few months ago that has made manifestation so fun and effortless for me. Pinterest vision boards and the right music. That's it. A few months ago, I got bored of my reality as it was, so I decided to revamp it a little. I had my SP for a couple months by then, so I just wanted to try new stuff out. I made a vision board on Pinterest. I called it I Did It. That way I would be affirming every time I opened it. Then I added a subsection and called it 2023. I also made subsections for years later. I intended that everything I put on this board would come to pass before the end of the year. I included pictures of girls I wanted to look like, act like, or girls with just the vibe I was going for. Girls I wanted to be similar to in some way. I curated it into a fine art, so every single picture inspired me in some way. Then I made a music playlist to match. I personally love drum and bass and 2010s stuff. It makes me feel super hype and excited and confident. I filled it with basically anything that helped me to feel like I was the version of myself who was living this new life. Then, almost every day, only because I really enjoyed it, you probably don't need to do it as often, but I'd say it helped, I would put on some headphones and just look through that vision board. The pictures would inspire tiny scenes in my imagination that the music would help me to fully feel real. It was basically just vivid and excited daydreaming, like Sats, but easier for me. I don't manifest everything like this. A lot of the time I'm just affirming throughout the day, but this is great for long-term plans and goals I have. So far, about 90% of the board has manifested. Here's some success I've had with this. Getting a braces and Invisalign treatment organized and paid for by my mother. I have been waiting my entire life for this. Getting a new laptop, an expensive laptop bag for free, and an iPhone 11 Pro Max at a heavily discounted price. Longer, healthier hair and clear skin. Moving to the capital city in my country. Being able to live alone there for free at 19. Perfect grades in my college entrance exams. An entirely new wardrobe. And what's left hasn't happened yet. Social media popularity. I haven't even started posting yet. Waiting for the phone to come in the mail next week. Adopting a black cat. That's funny because Lucifer's chilling back here, but Mochi's blocking him, so you can't really see that man's right now. And purposely holding off on this one since I'm still settling into my new place, but chances are looking good for 2024. College entrance, waiting on offers still. So I'm confident I will manifest 100% of this by the end of the year. It's so exciting. It actually feels like magic, and everything unfolded so flawlessly. It's really so amusing to watch. I put something on the board and just wait for it to appear in my reality, like ordering something off Amazon. If you haven't tried this, I really, really recommend it. And that is the post. So we've got JBlade151 say, "My dear, you have triggered my memory with your story. 20 years ago, I did it the same way. Music helps in a major way. Good for you. Here are a few songs that help you along your journey." Okay, so she's mentioning Tupac, "You Can't See Me," in the middle of the song. He says, "I look to the stars, visualize my debut." Tupac, "Picture Me Rolling." And then Ariana Grande, "Just Like Magic." So people are giving song recommendations here. Just some loud purrs, my guy. Okay, so like I said, people are, okay, so now somebody said they're using Midjourney, which is like an AI tool to create art. They said that they're using it to revise their past. Yeah, so I mean, there's cool comments in here. I'm gonna leave a link to this post in the description. All right, Snoop Home says, I love your story because I made a similar vision board of a certificate with my name and the exact date I wanted to receive it. I was qualified and received it on the exact date. I'm going to try your method and use Pinterest since there are more options than Notions. Is it possible to share an example or share a blank copy? All right, so this is cool. People are sharing their different ideas and tips on how to create this board and music to use for this playlist. What I wanted to add to this is that this is something that I actually did quite a while ago. And I guess I'm making myself sound old because when I did this originally in 2013, I used Tumblr rather than Pinterest at the time. And I put up a bunch of pictures of Southern California, going to Coachella, going to LA, cool cars, just different things that I wanted at the time that a young guy would want, if you can imagine. And a lot of those things happened. I went back at some point and I had seen revisited those pictures, and I've actually been to a lot of those places that I wanted to go. And some of those places actually are in Northern California. And my girlfriend and I, we just went on a trip up the coast. We drove from LA all the way up to Portland, Oregon, actually, and traveled and visited all these places that I had been wanting to go to. I mean, some of the places I hadn't been up until this past summer. We went to Napa. We went to a nice town called Paso Robles. We went to Ojai. We went to Santa Barbara. We went to the Avenue of the Giants, which is like those big redwood trees. And I'd never been to Oregon either. So there's a lot of stuff that we ended up doing. And just even before this though, like I spent many years living in LA. I would love to go back there at some point. I left during 2020, as you can imagine why. It just was not the best time during that year. But I love California, and all of those places that I wanted to go at that time, like I said, I've been to almost to all of those. I don't have those pictures up right now, like readily available to myself. But at certain various points, I've made different vision boards, and then those things have come to pass, and I've actually been able to get into those situations or have those experiences. What I used to do as well is I would put on a playlist of music and kind of vibe out, just close my eyes and play those mental scenes in my mind of what it is that I wanted to experience. And I think that probably out of any practice that you do, I can't say that out of any practice that anyone is the best. I just feel like every practice has its own purpose for its own time. But if you have time, that's like downtime in the evening, and you just simply want to feel good, I would say that this can be very powerful, and especially if it does make you feel good. You don't want to do this in a way where you're feeling stressed, like, and putting pressure that you have to do it. But if there's music that you really like that really invigorates you and excites you and inspires you, and then you have this Pinterest board that you're kind of glancing through, and then kind of close your eyes and allow those scenes to play in your mind. I mean, it's not just her that's having success. I've had success with it, and there's a lot of people in the comments that are talking about the success they've had with it. And I really actually think that it would be great if, and it looks like somebody here is making a playlist here. I'm going to leave a link to this post in the description, like I said. And if anybody has any comments on what music they'd recommend for this type of practice, or any tips as far as developing this Pinterest vision board. I think one thing that people have when it comes to vision boards, like at least making a physical one, there's a little bit of resistance around it. It's like, what are you going to do? Do you have to physically print all the pictures and then post them and tack them up on a wall? It's just another thing, like if you have roommates, or if you have a lot of people in your house, or if you're living with your parents, or whatever the case, Maybe some of these things are kind of personal. Maybe you don't want it all out there because you don't want that conflicting energy of, oh, what's this? And you really think you're gonna be able to do this and all that. I know how that can be. So I think that having it digitally and in the form of Pinterest can be a really good idea for all those reasons. So with that being said, guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. A really cool success story from Aggravating Lies here, and I'd be curious about her story, about her success as things continue for her. It sounds like she has it all kind of mapped out as far as what she's wanting to achieve over the next few years. And as far as her posts on Reddit, I would love to follow up and see how things go for her. It seems like she has a good grasp on these concepts and on making these things happen for herself. With that being said, guys, much love as always. If you haven't, and if you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, drop me a like, drop me a subscribe. And with that being said, guys, I will see you guys in the next video.